expressed on this panel show are those of the individual speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of this channel, its affiliates, sponsors, or production team. This content is intended for informational and entertainment purposes only. Viewer discretion is advised. We encourage respectful dialogue and critical thinking around the topics discussed.
Party. Why I like the new party? Number one, it's a group of people that's on a panel. We all have differences, but we all basically still come together at the end of the day. The new party for me is about unity. The new party for me is about educating people to the truth, letting people know what's been going on in our country. With that being said, shout out to the new party, man. We're going to keep it going with y'all.
Welcome to the new party. I'm Nora Christine.
I'm Gray Mars.
I'm Enzo.
Oh, y'all want me to go first? Y'all want me to go next? I'm that Mexican Velma.
I'm Skeptic.
I'm Mia.
And tonight we have a very special guest, that Mexican Velma. I saw her on a live and I was like, oh, I got to bring her on. She was so good. Velma, let everybody know where they can find you, like on your platforms and everything. And if you could spell it out for me so I can put it in the chat too.
So I'm that Mexican Velma, just like how you said on the bottom, that Mexican Velma. I'm on TikTok. Go ahead and follow me, guys. I speak on immigration issues, brown issues, and every type of issue that you can possibly hear about nowadays.
Yeah, so guys, definitely, I need everybody. I'm going to start in the chat. Make sure you guys show her some love and some support. She's hanging out with us tonight, and we have a range of topics. I don't have an immigration issue tonight, Velma. Actually, well, we're going to talk about Venezuela, so there you go.
I mean, I don't mind, whatever, but thank you for having me on.
Yeah, and so, guys, we're going to get into a topic that's near and dear to Mia's heart. Mia is just so worried about this technology that's coming. I love me some Chat GPT, but Mia going to break it down tonight why we should be concerned about the AI data centers. So, Mia, I'm going to let you go first, and then we'll play the first clip.
Hi, guys. So this is going to be about AI and AI data centers. So a lot of people use ChatGPT, CapCut, all of these things. Gray and I have discussed my lack of AI usage. I'm not good with it, and I refuse to do it. But it is encompassing all of our lives, day-to-day tasks. IBM actually just laid off over 6,000 HR employees specifically. So they just laid off 6,000 humans to reintegrate in that AI into their systems. So your HR is now going to be AI. And I actually had a former worker, HR worker from IBM reach out to me and talk to me a little bit about this. And she reaffirmed that's what they were doing. They're taking all of that money that they were paying these HR reps and they're investing it into AI. And it has been stated and multiple sources that over 20% of the United States workforce is actually going to be out of work within the next 18 months to 3 years due to AI. So if you work behind a computer, you're probably going to be out of a job because AI is coming for your job unless you're a master or PhD level engineer, which is what they need in order to keep writing this code. So unfortunately, if you have a bachelor's, you're probably not going to make the cut. There right now, all the HB1 visa people are PhD level. At this point in time, that is what they're looking for. And another scary thing is there are 5,000 data centers in the United States. 5,000. The average AI data center uses 300,000 gallons of fresh water every single day. So we're talking 1.5 billion gallons of fresh water is being used daily by these data centers. That doesn't include the formaldehyde, the fine particulates, or the nitrogen that is being emitted. So it's pretty scary. You guys can actually go on TikTok and type in Memphis, Tennessee Colossus projects, which is what Grok is out of Memphis, Tennessee, and they're actually unaliving us, literally due to the bad air quality. They're coming up with acute COPD. So it's a big deal, and a lot of people don't quite get that.
Yeah, and the largest AI data center is in Memphis, Tennessee. So I have this clip that breaks it down. If you guys are watching, please hit the like button. Thank you so much for supporting tonight.
Welcome to an AI data center where you can hear this is extremely loud right now and feel
This can blow dry my hair.
the power.
The AI is in there.
By 2028, data centers like this across the country could use 12% of all US electricity, enough to power more than 55 million homes for a year. And yes, you are increasing that energy. Every time you hit enter on an AI prompt, it's routed through places like this. Okay, let's start with tracing this prompt. Create a video of a dancing steak. The moment you hit enter, that request gets routed to a place like this massive building I visited in Ashburn, Virginia, aka Data Center Alley. When your prompt arrives at the data center, it kicks off inference, the process where the model thinks and responds to your request. Rows of powerful GPUs generate your request, in this case, the dancing steak. Back to my question. How much energy am I using every time I make that single image or video? So I plugged in this handy power meter to the grill, cranked up the heat, and threw a pretty thin steak on. Oh yeah. If you're generating text, that could burn anywhere from 0.17 watt hours to 2 watt hours, equal to running this grill for about 4 seconds. Generating an image, add 1.7 watt hours. All that less than 10 seconds on the grill. But short videos can use far more power. In tests of various open source models, videos took anywhere between 20 watt hours and 110 watt hours. At 110 watt hours, one steamed electric grill steak about equal to 1 video generation. I wouldn't eat it, but my dog would. At 220 watt hours, it was looking much more edible. So 2 video generations equals 1 pretty good looking steak. That might not sound like much power until you consider the short film we made using Google VO and Runway. We generated 1,008-second 720p clips for our film. Going by these estimates, we might have used roughly 110,000 watt hours. That's enough to grill around 478 steaks, or power an average US home for 3.5 days. But energy isn't the only concern. Water is used in big quantities to cool these hot GPUs. So what did we learn here today? Certainly that AI and GPUs draw huge amounts of power. And as AI demand grows, so will the size and number of these data centers. We saw several new ones already under construction in Data Center Alley. But the big question, is it worth it? Is that one silly video worth the same energy it takes to make a meal or charge a laptop? But it's not all fun and viral videos. That big GPU cluster we saw, it belongs to Bristol Myers Squibb, and is being used to discover new drugs. Welcome to an AI data center where you can hear
And I think the scariest part about it is the largest one is in Memphis, and they're concerned about cancer and other diseases that are going to come from it. Mia, is there anything else that you wanted to add before the panel goes next?
Yeah, so a lot of people don't, and a lot of people might know, but a lot of people, have you guys heard about Bill Gates buying all that farmland? We're over all over the United States. Bill Gates and a lot of them are buying up all this farmland. Well, a lot of these farmlands actually have massive aquifers that they're next to, or they actually encompass. So they are I used to think they wanted to control the food supply, but it's actually not that. This is where they're putting the data center. So they are literally sucking up all our fresh water to cool these machines. This is where they're putting all of their data centers. They're taking our farmland and they're taking our fresh water. And so many people don't quite realize that. And it's very, very scary to me. Ohio has a massive issue with this. Chicago is having issues. Texas is having issues. Over 4 million gallons were siphoned from their fresh water, concerning multiple small cities there. Memphis, Tennessee, acute COPD, respiratory cancer. People are literally dying in the backyard of Colossus, which is the largest data center, which is XAI, Elon Musk owns. And so many people aren't thinking about this. And, you're going to end up with a data center in your backyard at some point in time. So this is just food for thought when we think about AI. And I will leave you guys with this. Everybody needs to go online, Google AI 2027 and read that paper, because that's a very important paper. It is from OpenAI, Meta, and all of these godfathers of AI got together and they wrote this paper about the trajectory of AI. How are we going to go from primitive AI to AGI, which should scare all of us, because once AI starts thinking for itself, then we got to figure out, is it working for us, or is it working against us? Because once it starts that thinking, is it going to figure out we're the problem in this planet or what? So I'll leave you with that. It's a free paper. Everybody can view it. AI 2027. Everybody needs to read it.
Velma, as the guest on our panel, what's your thoughts on the future of AI and where we're going as a world at this point?
Yeah, I think she hit it right on the nail, actually, because I was actually reading AI 2027, and they have this feature where you can listen to it, right? And you're reading along and all that stuff. And the moment I got to the 2027 part, I was like, what? Excuse me, because of that part that we're showing AI who we are in a sense. And then what if it decides to deceive us? You know what I'm saying? Because at this point, I believe that we're trying to play God. Because if we're trying to literally get where the water source is at, and where, you know, how you said, right in back of our yard, what does that mean for us? You know what I'm saying? Now I'm thinking Wall-E, you know, how Disney, you know, it's a hypothetical. We live in a world that doesn't exist, you know, all this stuff. But in reality, yeah. Yeah. And you might tell me I'm a little cuckoo for my coconut, because, you know, I am a coconut. I have had, you know, sort of kind of dreams where it's like, what's going on here? It's kind of weird because it's here. It's already here. So I'm 100% go read it by what, 2050?
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy what I mean, iRobot. Just
For
saying.
real.
Just saying.
Gray, what's your thoughts?
I would basically say that you're never going to stop technology. It's too many people invested in this. The richest man in the world is invested in this. And the big thing is that this is going to be a bubble if they don't get a return on their investment. So we're never going to be able to stop it. People want this to happen. I worked in IT, you know, wrote code and stuff like that. And so from my experience, I just feel like this wasn't even a Fortune 500 company. Like, even if you told corporations to stop, small businesses are going to do it regardless.
That's true. Enzo, are you worried about the future of AI?
Absolutely, I am. AI is a double-edged sword at the end of the day. It's a good thing and it's a bad thing. The way that AI is going, I use AI quite frequently, or Perplexity, but I see it as, I don't really think it should be absolutely regulated, because it's going to, one, make our population a lot dumber, because you're not really doing research for yourself. You're just typing in whatever you want and doing it that way for you. What I'm really scared of is not even that, is like how Velma said about the Wall-E thing. I'm going to tie it into with the iRobot. We've already seen this movie. Elon Musk already made that robot Optimus, who eerily is the same, kind of looks exactly the same as the robot in iRobot. And Mia has said already to us about the one AI that refused to turn itself off. So we're going to mix those two together. We're literally going to get the movie iRobot, and we've already seen how this has ended. Obviously, we should do exactly the opposite of that. Then again, like Grace said, richest man in the world, Elon Musk, is invested into this. Every other company is investing into this. It's going to make them money because you can lay people off to do the same exact job. I agree with that part, because with the human aspect of it, you're going to get a lot more discrepancies versus a computer-based system that's going to be virtually zero. So it has its pros and its cons. The cons, or the pros, might outweigh to somebody else, to a business owner, to the government, to everybody. But citizens like us, I see that the cons are even worse.
Skeptic, do you think that you're going to be replaced by a robot?
So yeah, I'm going to school for cybersecurity and information technology. So I don't think I'm also being taught a little bit of script or whatever, but AI is kind of like a different factor. Like AI is a monster of its own. I think that the thing with data, with like when they have these data centers, regulation is a big issue, we should have regulations like the Biden administration had so that they don't do these things. But Trump has, you know, when he first came in, he had this action plan to allow AI to be deregulated. And therefore, they're doing the things that they're doing now, which is causing pollution and hurting the environment and everyone around them. So, like what Gray was saying, like when it comes to tech, we're not going to stop the innovation of tech, right? And we don't want to fall behind other countries that are going to use their technology, are going to allow their, you know, people to take advantage of it and kind of become smarter. You can't say that we're not smarter because of technology, because our phones have made us smarter. Now that we have phones than when we didn't have phones, I can, you know, fact check something in seconds when I used to like have to go get a book, go to the library, you know, find what I'm looking for. So technology definitely makes us smarter. I think that regulation is the thing that we should be talking about. The fact that this administration is not focusing on putting regulation on these companies is the issue.
That's it. That's an interesting point to add about that, Skeptic. But speaking of regulation, we're going to go to the next topic of the